Alright, welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We are taking on a Micaiah team, and this one is actually pretty challenging setup here because of the coverage. There's a lot of threat range with this particular team because of Lin and Micaiah. Not easy to go in and try to clear this one. I guess you could probably try to target Golvig, but that's not the problem. The problem is really... the problem is really what's going to happen on the following turns, which is going to be really difficult to break through, which is why I brought Legendary Micaiah here to kind of try to player phase this team. The layout is really good, and also the biggest problem is the fact that this Neathogger here is a plus 10. It's a plus 10 Neathogger. And I don't really think that I had anything else that could have potentially dealt with this. I could have tried to double save this team, but I mean, ultimately I would have ended up getting walled off by this plus 10 Neathogger. I think we would have ended up at turn 7 with no way to take her out, so not good in terms of matchups there. Very good near save, this Marnie. Very good far save. I think this Marnie is just a great unit overall for what she was, which was a GHB. She was really, really good. And then Freyr here, of course, provided, doing what he does. Coverage, additional support for Micaiah. Micaiah is really just here because of the armor effective damage. With the build that she has and the debuffs that are going to be inflicted, I'm pretty sure that she should be able to take out most Neathoggers. I'm pretty sure, but with the double save team, I probably could have gotten away with it. But this Neathogger that's on this team doesn't have she isn't built for tanking, she's built for offense. So I think this Micaiah should be able to take me out. I mean, we're going to try just to see how it pans out, but I didn't really have any other options for this one. I mean, I don't think Shez would have done enough damage to take out this plus 10 Neathogger, which is why I didn't bring that team. It doesn't have a lot of debuffs on it. It's really more, that team is a Tana team. It's really more designed to function around Tana, so that wouldn't work. And then the other team with Layla, that one would not work either because Freyr. So not a lot of options aside from this one, I don't think. This isn't a bad team. The problem is I just don't think... I mean, I can get through, let's say I take out Neathogger. I don't think I'll have actions or enough actions to... Micaiah is the only ranged unit on this team, and I'm more than likely going to have to use a dance to cleanse her debuffs. Maybe I should give someone Harsh Command, maybe? But nah, that wouldn't really fit. Yeah, so since I'm going to have to use a dance to cleanse her debuffs, she's not going to be able to take out anyone else. Ideally, Marnie would have been the next target, but I don't think I'm going to be able to position in a way that I can get Micaiah to take out both Neathogger and Marnie in one turn. So
why not?
Yeah, we're just going to have to trial and error this one and see how to best approach it. Man, it is looking less and less viable to keep running Shurina. The only problem is the thing that I like the most about her is two things: the dual button and the extraction. And those two things are pretty much just unique to Shurina. There's no one else that really does that. So I also, even though she's not giving me the most value, I also can't drop her because no one else does what she does. So yeah, not a great... I mean, the only thing I could consider is to run another dancer, but
I'll handle this.
I don't know if that's really value, the best idea in terms of, just value-wise. I don't think I get the most out of that. And plus, I also get the +1 movement with the crown thing. So yeah. But let me just start yapping while I try to figure this one out, because it is a really well constructed defense. Given for where we are in the meta, I like. Well, the thing that makes this layout particularly difficult or strong, this defensive layout, is just Neathogger. That's pretty much it. Good
like
saves make your defense good. That's pretty much what it boils down to. And the only way to counter that is to bring Embla, which he has not done in this situation. He could have also just put.
Coming right
Well,
up.
actually, no. I've been seeing a lot of people having difficulty with. Not even just them, but
Yes?
I'm also having a hard time like positioning with Freyr as well, because you want him to be able to cover all
What's
of the
the
units and it's really hard to do that. Like, I was thinking that maybe you could get him to swap places with Micaiah, but then that leaves Micaiah exposed to either a range attack or something, so it's not that easy. Leaving Golveg exposed is probably the best thing to do, since she is the least vital piece for this defense to function. If she's taken out, it's not
Would you
the end of the
escort
world.
us?
As long as your team can move, you should still be able to do stuff. So that's really what he's hoping for
Ready and waiting.
with this defensive build. And I'm going to try to see if I can get the enemy team moving,
Yes?
break the formation, and then try to pick them off one by one with Micaiah. But the problem is, there just isn't that much space to escape into, particularly because it's already turn 2, and Micaiah is going to be able to use
I'll do
her
it.
enemy Micaiah is going to be able to use her Lin Ring to pretty much snipe my units. I'm trying to figure out, like, as I'm playing this, I'm trying to figure out how to position after I initiate here, so that I can pretty much just
Ready and
escape
waiting.
with all of
Close
my
your
units. There is some overlap here between Lin's range and Emblem Lin's range and Micaiah's range, and I'm trying to get out of that overlap
I'll
to be
do
able
it.
to successfully. Pretty much what I'm doing is hitting and running, and I'm just trying to get out of the way with the run portion of the strategy. And worst case scenario, if I'm just not able to run all the way back, then what I want to do is try to cover everyone with Neathogger. But then that's also a problem in itself, because
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that you are all aware, Attune Micaiah's skill is off debuffs, and she does more damage based off the number of foes that are in a certain area because of Discord, and then also exposure. So she's gonna get a ton of true damage just by the fact that I'm forced to clump up my units. So yeah, pretty much how this works, I'm imagining, is that Micaiah can probably enemy Micaiah attacks first, and then Lin attacks afterwards to finish the job, which isn't a bad strategy. Really, what you would need to tank this is Shield Fighter, or just actually really just Marthring on Neathogger. Red Neathogger should be able to live through this
Why not?
if you have the right setup. But this particular Neathogger is not equipped to tank a Micaiah, especially with all the debuffs that are going to be going on. So let's see how it pans out. And also the DR halving.
What's the plan?
Well,
Yes?
Micaiah already has DR halving, so I guess it really doesn't matter. We're going to see how it pans out. We are now able to take out the enemy Neathogger, so we're gonna do that. Man, I really miss the, or not even miss, because they're not in the game. They weren't in the game, so it's not like they were taken away. I want the English voice lines back in the game for some of these units, just to... It's so refreshing to hear it. I really do miss it.
Hand in hand.
Reposition. What do I do with Sharena after that? I think I have enough space to at least avoid, because there's two things that I want to avoid here. The melee units are going to move first, but that should only be
What should I
either Freya or Marnie, and I think it's going to be Marnie because she has the most HP. So, or maybe even not Marnie, maybe the enemy Hathrun, and then Marnie might swap. But then my other concern is, I don't want to take both of the hits because I don't think I can.
Not fail.
I think Lynn isn't going to be a problem. I think the problem is going to be Micaiah. Because of how well armor effective damage is going to scale, so not a lot we can do about that. And also, again, someone else just not running a dual hindrance. I wouldn't have been able to do this if there was a dual hindrance. Although, I don't think it's going to be like the end of the world. In terms of whether or not I wouldn't have been able to consider this as a strategy if there was a dual hindrance. I would have to think of a different way to get Shrina out of there. Or maybe I would have just attacked first and then gotten the extra action afterwards. Maybe it would have worked. Maybe I would have just done that instead, but because it's 1, 2, 3 spaces, yeah, it should still have worked out the same, but it would have been something else to think about.
Would you escort us?
But yeah, I think this is probably the play. I do want to have everyone with dual strike for the following turn in case I need it. And I think I have to put Neathogger in the middle like that because it all depends on the movement. I don't think the range units are going to move first because that's typically not how the AI operates. It's not how the AI operates. I mean, maybe they changed it and didn't tell us, but it's not how the AI operates. So we're gonna do this, and then I think all right, the only spot that isn't covered by both of them is this one up top. So that's where I'm probably gonna have to go. And let's see how this pans out. We're tanking Micaiah. Let's see if we have what it takes to survive a combat with her. 76. What do I get? Holy, that's a lot. Oh, she gets it. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to hit back, but no. We get... I forgot about the desperation. Yeah, we got obliterated there. Oh my god. Okay. And everything else went about as we would have expected. Man, that was really unfortunate. Yeah, like I said, we probably could have tanked that if I used the double save team, but
what should I do?
I wouldn't have been able to take out any of the units, in particularly the Neathogger. I would not have been able to take her out with that team. Bad positioning, but not much else I could do, man. GG's, good defense, you got me. Alright, here we go. Let's try again. We're against CSR this time, and this is also a difficult defense to attack into, but we're going to try to use Tana here to get things going. I guess it's because it's the last day, so we're getting hard matches today. Well, maybe not even that, but yeah, this match is also looking just as tough as that last one, so not quite sure what we're going to do in terms of whether or not we're going to be able to clear this. I do think once we get up there, it's going to be down to Tana being able to take out Felix, which she has been able to do before, so I don't see why this one would be any different. But I mean, that's going to be the main roadblock for this particular clear. The trap placements are very well done. Also, a lot of people have been like making successful use of this particular terrain. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of this terrain, I don't really like it. But yeah, this is just another example of how to use it to your advantage. He's built a really well laid out defense here in terms of where the traps are, in terms of where the structures are. He's boxed off the things that he wants to block, which is pretty much the left-hand side over there. All of that is like difficult to get through. You could do it, but it would take really long. Yeah, just a solid defensive build here, and we're gonna see what we can do to get through it with the assistance of Layla here. He's gonna be the biggest partner in trying to clear this because of the traps. I could wait a couple of turns just to get through the traps alone, but I do want to get up there pretty quickly with Tana and just start trying to get it to work. So let's do that instead. Let's get Thor here in case I need the Gale Force to get off. Sometimes it's close. Okay, so we found one real trap, and where would the no bueno, no bueno, no bueno. Neither of these are good. Losing the not able to double, taking too much damage in retaliation, also debuffed on defense. Losing to Sigurd.
I am not sure.
Okay, I feel like that pretty much ruins my strategy here. I mean, I could spend the dance, but that's full committing. And it might still not help.
They will submit.
Okay. Alright, so is that trap real? I think that trap is real. Not quite sure what to do here. I mean, I could, like, drag or step on the trap with Cordelia, but, I mean, if it's fake, then that doesn't really help me, because I still would need to attack with, I'm planning to attack with Thor, so, I mean, even if I step on that trap with Cordelia, it really wouldn't do that much for me. Unfortunately, Cordelia is, right. I was actually planning to warp up there, but I forgot about warp bubble on Larather, whatever his name is, Tree Man. I forgot about that. Jeez. I'm pretty sure that trap in front of Sigurd is real, because it just makes sense for it to be real. It would be the worst case scenario for me, which is why I think it would make the most sense to make that be the real trap. I need to get rid of Felix. But I can't use Crom to take out. I can't use Crom to attempt to take out Felix, Sigurd, because I need Crom to take out both Felix and Hector. No one else can do that. Or, well, maybe with a dance from Plumeria, maybe Tana could probably do it now, but I think it's a little bit too late to try to figure out how to get Plumeria up there. This is not looking great. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then even if I get Tana to take out Felix, how do I get Crom up there? I think this is already chalked. This is why I was considering putting Pass on Thor, but as you can see, it really doesn't matter, because the key units that I would have needed her to take out, she wouldn't have been able to. In this case, it's Felix and Hector that would have needed to go so that Crom can then take out Larather. But then I still wouldn't have known how to get Crom up there because Crom doesn't have Pass. I could give Pass to Crom, but then he loses +7 true damage and the Canto, which I do use quite a bit. Replace that with Sigurd Ring. Sigurd Ring is currently on Plumeria. Pass Crom. Is that worth? +7 true damage for Pass.
I'll handle this.
Because if he had Pass, then I could warp him to where Felix is and then get going that way, but maybe it's better on Crom here. +7 true damage and Canto. But then I have to swap out the Marth for... I think this is chalk pretty much. I don't think I can... I've used too many actions to recover because of Sigurd's range, and then also Felix here has the Celica ring, so he's just going to warp to whoever he wants to attack.
By your will.
I don't think I can back out anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's potentially done here.
I'll do it.
Yeah, so what you're seeing right now is the gap that I currently have, or the gap that currently exists with Gale Force teams, because not only would you need someone with pass to kind of fulfill that specific role that I'm trying to fill right now. Like, I'm thinking about like Male Shez and Erica,
They
Emblem.
will submit.
What I'm saying, Emblem Celica
Close
are the
your
units that I'm
eyes.
thinking of, and we found the real trap. It just doesn't matter anymore. We've already lost. It doesn't matter. But yeah, even with the Winter Edelgard team, it's difficult to fill that pass role because that unit would need both pass and be able to run Gale Force and be able to not die in one hit. And there aren't that many units that can fill that specific niche. But GG's, man, you got me again.